Hello everybody, welcome to InstaTuesday Live. All right, so I just did this ICAD index card a day because today's prompt is emboss or embossing. And so I have been wanting to try this anyway. I actually didn't do what I wanted to try, so I'm going to do this during our live. But since I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, there's two kinds of ways in my world, in my head, there's two ways of embossing. There's embossing with powder, which involves ink and powder and heat and all things that are not really things I like to play with right now. Although I have to say I really love the Tim Holtz Distress Glaze, embossing glaze. These are fun. I really like these. And to me, they're not the same as embossing powder because I don't know why. Just in my head, for some reason, because they say distress, to me, they're more artsy. I don't know. I like playing with them. I don't feel like I have to be perfect with them. I feel like I can just use them as an accent on something and I don't have to make them a perfectly embossed image, stamped image like I would think more card makers would want to do. But there's also, I guess what I was thinking in my head is called dry embossing. I've heard it called that before. And I realized, I was like, okay, what's dry embossing? Oh yeah, dry embossing means using an embossing folder, one of these, to make an impression on a piece of paper. That's embossing on the paper. The old-fashioned, I think of it as old-fashioned. My dad is an accountant or was an accounting professor, and he had like the squeezy thing to put an impression. You would put an embossed seal on like certificates and things like that. I think he was a notary for a while, so he had this embossed seal that you would put on a form once you've notarized it. And so that's another way of embossing. And so I have a lot of embossing folders in the store, and I'll get some more. But I don't really know. They're used a lot for making pretty cards, right? You use them to emboss the background on your paper, and then you put a stamped design on the front of it, kind of like this. Hi, Tony. Welcome to my live. Okay, so and y'all can completely, if you are more of a card maker, you can completely tell me if I'm completely wrong, but this is my impression of embossing. Okay, so so I watched a video, and you know, this is how my videos always start out, is I watched a video, and so I want to try something. And so I watched a video of Jennifer McGuire ink. She's one of those huge paper crafting, card making instructional people on YouTube. And she makes some amazing stuff. And her videos are quite good. Now, I watched her video quite a long time ago. So let's go along, and we're all going to learn this together. I think I'm just going to experiment with this. Okay. And I'm going to play because this is what I want to do. So this is the one that I did for the index card today. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is a raised and embossed. See, can you tell from the back? Like it's embossed. It's raised. And this is what the sample looks like from the folder. This is the folder. Okay. And I think I still have this one in the store. Gridiron. I have another one that's called Maze. I have either Gridiron or Maze. I love these. They're so like mixed media to me. They're very grungy. This is Seth After. They're very like along my world of things. Okay. And this is even a card, right? These are on cards, but so this is a way to use these. Now, what I want to use these for, and now I have to give you a heads up here. We're going to use my manual machine. I have manual machines in the store. The one I'm going to use is Spellbinders, and it's not one that I have in the store. It's the Jane Davenport Mermaid one. I was going to sell it or give it to a friend because I have the electric one, which is the Gemini Junior, which I love. It's really awesome. I just don't feel like taking it out and like plugging it in right now. So what I want to do is I'm going to use my manual one just for the purpose of the embossing side of things. But what Jennifer did, and I'll probably mess this up completely, but we're going to try it. Okay, so she got one, and she got an embossing folder that really has an all-over design, and that's how I saw her do it. Here I am regurgitating what I saw somebody else do, and you know, I'm totally giving her credit for doing this. I'm just playing, okay? This is how I saw her do it, and it was a while ago, so I probably will do something completely wrong or different than what she did, and hopefully I won't screw it up too much. But I figure it's a learning experience, and I'll learn as I go. All right, so let's see. We need some ink. Let's do some of the new ones. I'm just gonna use the Distress ink, not the oxide. I'm just gonna use Distress, and this is just ink. This is not paint, not anything off the wall crazy here. Okay, and then I need a piece of paper. Let me get a piece of cardstock. Okay, I'm gonna get a piece of cardstock. This is all for practice, so I'm just gonna rough cut it with, if I can find my scissors. Okay, that's probably a little smaller than it's supposed to be, but that's fine, okay? The good thing is that these are Spellbinders folders, which is a coincidence. I didn't do that on purpose. And I'm using a Spellbinders machine, so that's good, because sometimes the machines tell you, no, you have to do it this way, or you have to do it that way, and I get confused and discouraged. So, okay, so I believe what she did was, she takes her ink, and you just ink directly onto the folder, Okay. Tell me if this is hard to see, because I have a crazy backdrop here. Put this piece of paper underneath. I should have probably gone and looked this up, but I didn't. Who has time to look things up? I don't have time to look things up. I did that a long time ago. All right, I'm going to do this. Yes, I know, it's crazy. I'm inking the embossing folder. Normally you wouldn't ink the embossing folder. Okay. I mean, I don't think you would. I don't know, because I don't actually normally do this. So I'm gonna put this on here, close that up. Here is my lovely die cut this is a die cutting / embossing machine. All that makes it a different machine is based on what kind of plates you use. And this one, what I like about this particular one, which I don't sell, but you know, if you're interested in one, I like that on this, it tells you how to sandwich it, because I always have to look up for my Gemini Junior. I always have to look up how to sandwich it. So, and I just did it a second ago. Okay. So basically, for an embossing folder, you would just need the standard cutting plate, which is this one, okay? And then you would need the folder with the paper inside, and then you would need the platform, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. And I don't know if any of y'all are teachers, and I'm sorry if the table shakes because my camera is attached to the table, so hopefully it won't shake too much. So I don't know if anybody here is a teacher or has been a teacher, but when I was first a teacher, in 2004 and before that, I always loved, my favorite part of being able to be around teachers was the die cutting machines they had in their workroom. Okay. No, I'm gonna break something. Hold on. I know it's the right one. Let's see. 3D embossing folder sandwich. Is this a 3D embossing folder? It's not going through. I don't like to force things because, you know, that's not good. This is the same one as the other one. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go. Y'all, it's not going. Why the other one work? This one's not working. Anybody know what to do? Okay, that's not working, so I'm going to pretend like it's the 3D embossing folder. 3D embossing plate. Darn it. See, this is the problem. I don't have the right thing. Okay, maybe I'm doing it backwards. Am I doing it backwards? Because I think I did it this way before. Okay, so maybe it's this one, and then this one, and then this one. This is why I like the electronic one. It doesn't have any problems. Okay, here we go. It's going, it's going, it's going. You can see how much I actually do embossing. Woo! That's pretty strong. All right, ready? Here's where the magic happens. All right, take that little sucker down there. All right, here we go. Ready? And here's it's embossed on one side and nothing. It looks like blah. Okay, that's fine. See, that's why we do practice. But it's kind of cool. I mean, I think it's an interesting effect. It's not quite what I wanted, but it's an interesting effect. I probably did it on the wrong side. This is the side I think you want to be embossed. I don't know. What do y'all think? It's crazy, huh? Yeah. Okay, so we try it again. So this is what she did. She did the embossing on the folder, and then I think maybe she sprayed it. I don't remember. You know, guys, who knows? Okay, this is why sometimes I don't do this kind of stuff. Okay, so now I just need another piece of paper, which is this one. Will work. And then, should we try it on this side? What do y'all think? I mean, it's interesting. What happens if I, like, you know, distress ink is not really meant for, you could spray it. See what you get. I don't even know what kind of cardstock this is. I can't even remember where I got it from. Let's try oxide, because I know oxide will really make a cool effect. Maybe I need to spray the paper. What do y'all think? Spray the paper first? That should give a cool effect. Let's do it on this side. It's probably still the wrong side, isn't it? Wrong, right? There's no right or wrong. Thank you. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate your support. I think it's interesting. I could definitely make this work. You know, I can always figure something out. This is, I'm using Salvage Patina, the Distress Oxide. We're going to see if we can make this. Let's try this a different way. We're going to try spraying the paper, because oxide ink reacts with water. So let's see what happens if we spray the paper. We could also spray the folder, but we're going to spray the paper and put that in there. Notice I inked both sides. Okay. So the first time I did it, I did not put the platform first. I didn't put it in the order that it said, so. But I used the other folder too. I don't know if they're different thicknesses. They look like they're the same. But this one, this is why I like the electric, because to me it's too hard, and I worry that it's not going to go through, or I'm going to force it in. It's going to break something. Ooh, it's going to pop. Ready? Woo! It goes flying. Do not stand in front of the embossing machine when you are, maybe I sprayed it too much. Okay. See, that's kind of neat. Ooh. And then the same thing on the back, it was kind of, so the back effect is that it embossed in between the raised area, right? And then the front is, it went everywhere because I sprayed it. So it went in between, but it made a really neat, like, effect. I like that a lot. So it's something I've been wanting to do on my embossing machine for a while. I've been wanting to try that. I like the oxide better than the distress. Plain distress doesn't do anything, so. And the pink really wasn't very dark. But if you wanted to get it in between, maybe you have to push harder on the embossing folder. Or figure out what side you're supposed to be embossing. So that was inspired because of the, today's prompt for the index card a day is emboss. So that's where I got the inspiration for this today. And I've seen, like, Jennifer McGuire, she did hers. She did really pretty with lots of different colors. You could do some really pretty ombre effects. I have some copper paint here left over from when I did my... So I think you could do, like, what's really interesting, you could do, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, how would you very gently brush some copper over the raised area. I mean, if I had I don't have a copper ink pad, but maybe this is copper high flow acrylic. So everything that's raised, the white part is the raised part, and so, you know, you kind of go back and add some texture to it. I like that. Not texture, but a little bit of accent. The brush is a little too much, I think. Maybe we want that in some places. You know, it kind of looks like an old wall or something. It's pretty cool. You can just keep adding. That's what I would probably do. Just keep adding. And then it can become a neat background. The more you add to it, you know, it could, if you do the right colors, you could absolutely make it look more, I think it could look very, like a really good masculine card. I mean, I have a friend who's who's female, and she is an architect, and she would probably really like the look of a wall or a building kind of look to her card. So that's me adding some copper on there. This was the one that I did this morning, if you didn't see that one already. I was just playing with embossing, so we can do that one. Let's see what would happen if we ink on that folder. And let me see what color I want to use. I think Wild Honey would be really interesting. So I'm going to put this one back and find some more cardstock. All right, I think this is my Classic Crest, Solar White Classic Crest from Altenew. That's probably what this cardstock is. And I like it a lot for this technique. It seems to take the ink quite well. It does really well with the embossing. Altenew has some really pretty embossing folders. I I have one that looks like linen that they did. Okay, so let's do this one. I'm moving stuff out of the way because apparently when you're embossing, you need more space. Or just in general. I have to cut this paper. All right, where's my cutter? Okay. The nice part about that other folder is it's kind of big. Of course, I have no clue what size to cut anything, but I'm gonna make it a slimline card, a mini slimline card. I know we haven't really talked about slimlines in a while. What? We're making a card? A card size? 3.5 by 6 is the mini slimline. And then you almost have, let's see, a 2.5 by 3.5, but you could cut it down to the size for a you could cut it down to the size for an artist trading card if you're doing a swap. 6, okay. Okay, so this one is already 3.5 by 6. Hey, if you're gonna do 1, you might as well do 3 because you've already got the stuff out, right? So let me find my folder again. Ooh, let me try the other. Let's try. Okay, so here's one I did called Gridiron. Here's the other one I have called Maze, which I really like. It's hard to see, I think. Probably won't be able to see the actual pattern. Can you see the actual pattern on it? We will see it once we have embossed it, I suppose. So I was going to try it with the, now there's a trick because one side embosses the paper and one side indents the paper. So that's the trick, is knowing which side you want to put the ink on. Do you want the raised part to be the color, or do you want the sunken part to be the color? I think we want the sunken part for this one. And in this case, that's a lot of ink. We are going to, this is Wild Honey. Let's try spraying the thing instead. I can't quite fit it. I wish I could fit 2 of them, but I can't. Okay. Put that on here. Ask me if I care whether or not it's perfectly centered. I do not. Right. Back to my embossing machine. Ooh, it's wet. Where's my towel? Hand it over here a minute, you. Oh, you are. Clean off your platform if it gets wet because water has come out of your embossing folder because you sprayed too much. I was too excited with my spray. All right, platform. Here we go. Get some arm workout today. I hope it doesn't go flying. All right. Moment of truth. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Okay, there's the back. Ooh, that's neat. Isn't that neat? Like, that's just so cool. Like, that just looks really cool to me. All right. I think that's a really neat background. I imagine you could do this with other things too, right? Like, you could do it with, maybe you could do it with spray. Have anybody ever embossed with spray before? Let's see what happened if you emboss with like distress spray. Oxide is water soluble, so you can just spray your thing and it will come clean. That's a really cool effect. I like how that looks. Okay, let's see what happens if we use I would use acrylic spray. I would use distress spray, right? I mean, it's water. It's going to spread, and so it might be a cool effect. It might be a really weird effect. We'll find out right now. Ooh, what if we did it as artist trading card size? Can we fit 3 of them on here? We can fit 2.5. We can fit 3. Cool. I'm going to do Salvage Patina because, you know, it's my favorite. And then I have let's see. I did this on one of some of these cards a while back, and this is why I'm doing this, because I did this with this, and so I want to see if I can get what effect I will get if I spray it. Yeah, let's just see. It's just plastic. I mean, what's it really gonna do? I wish I had another card I could use up all of that ink. Because why not? I'm grabbing one of my extra things. Okay. See, ideally I would have this in a spot that I could just do it every time, but otherwise it's just going on the floor every time. Okay. Platform, folder, this guy, and here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Did this get wet at all? Nope. Ooh. All right. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, you can definitely see the spray marks of that. I like that. That was Wild Honey Distress Stain, not Oxide on that one. But they're still both water-based, so they should clean up with water. And this is just an index card that I had extra laying around to use up that extra ink because it was going to go through there. So, yeah. All right. That's pretty cool. I mean, I could probably re-wet this and then squish it around a little bit and probably re-run some more paper through there, but we won't do that. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I like how that looks. What do you guys think? Is it cool? Now, you just want to make sure that you get all the little indentions in your, you might want to use a baby wipe or something. I don't even have any baby wipes anymore. All my baby wipes straight up. But I suppose you could probably run like spray it with water and run it through with a paper towel to really make sure you cleaned it, if you're that worried about it.